Hey everyone, welcome back to Olinsi Traveling. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Here we travel across the United States and Canada, reviewing truck stops, travel centers, rest areas, and interesting roadside destinations from the perspective of someone who spends a lot of time on the highway. Today we're stopping at Love's Travel Stop in Diamond, Ohio. This location sits in a busy part of northeastern Ohio, making it a convenient stop for truck drivers moving freight between the Midwest and the East Coast. We're going to explore everything this Love's has to offer, from parking and fuel to food, showers, and the overall driver experience. And stay with me until the end because I'll share whether this is a stop I'd recommend adding to your regular route. Let's get started. Now let's move over to the fuel island. Everything here feels exactly like you'd expect from a Love's location, organized, easy to navigate, and designed to keep drivers moving. The diesel lanes provide plenty of room to fuel up, clean your windshield, top off DEF, and get back on the road efficiently. Inside the Love's store, you'll find a wide selection of snacks, cold drinks, fresh coffee, travel essentials, electronics, and truck accessories. If you've forgotten gloves, a phone charger, or even a few groceries for the road, there's a good chance you'll find them here. The food options are perfect for drivers who want a quick bite without leaving the travel center. As the sun goes down, the atmosphere changes. Truck after truck begins arriving, drivers finish fueling, and the parking lot slowly fills with rigs preparing for the night. There's something familiar about the sound of diesel engines idling, air brakes releasing, and drivers walking around their trucks during final inspections. It's part of the rhythm of trucking life. The property is well lit, making it feel comfortable for overnight stays, and despite the activity, there's an organized flow that helps reduce stress. So it's my overall opinion of Love's Travel Stop in Diamond, Ohio. I'd call it a dependable, driver-friendly stop that delivers what professional drivers need: organized parking, efficient fueling, clean facilities, good food, and the consistent service Love's is known for. It may not be the largest Love's you'll ever visit, but it's a reliable place to take a break while traveling through northeastern Ohio. Have you stopped here before? Is this one of your favorite Love's locations, or do you prefer another stop in Ohio? Let us know in the comments. Your feedback helps other drivers planning their routes. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more trucking adventures from Olinsi Traveling. Thanks for watching, drive safely, and I'll see you at the next stop. As always, let's begin with the truck parking. One thing drivers appreciate about Love's is consistency, and Diamond follows that familiar layout. The parking lot is designed to make it easy to enter, find a space, and maneuver around the property. If you arrive during the afternoon, you'll usually have a better chance of finding parking without much stress. But like many Love's locations near major highways, the lot becomes much busier in the evening. By the time drivers finish their legal hours, spaces begin disappearing quickly. That's why trip planning is so important. Sometimes arriving just a little earlier can save you from searching for another stop later in the evening. Another thing worth mentioning is that Love's keeps car parking separate from truck parking, helping improve traffic flow and making it easier for everyone to get around the property safely. What time do you usually start looking for parking? Let me know in the comments. Now let's move over to the fuel island. Everything here feels exactly like you'd expect from a Love's location, organized, easy to navigate, and designed to keep drivers moving. The diesel lanes provide plenty of room to fuel up, clean your windshield, top off DEF, and get back on the road efficiently. Inside the Love's store, you'll find a wide selection of snacks, cold drinks, fresh coffee, travel essentials, electronics, and truck accessories. If you've forgotten gloves, a phone charger, or even a few groceries for the road, there's a good chance you'll find them here. The food options are perfect for drivers who want a quick bite without leaving the travel center. One thing I really enjoy about driving through Ohio is the variety of scenery. You'll spend part of the day driving through rolling farmland, then past small towns, forests, and busy interstate corridors that connect the Midwest with the East Coast. Ohio is one of the busiest freight states in America. Thousands of trucks move through here every single day, carrying everything from automotive parts and machinery to groceries, medical supplies, and consumer goods. Without truck drivers, those deliveries simply wouldn't happen. That's why travel centers like this Love's are so important. They're not just places to buy fuel. They're places where drivers recharge, grab a meal, clean up after a long shift, and prepare for another day behind the wheel. Every stop becomes part of the journey. Some are quick fuel stops. Some become overnight breaks. And some become those familiar places you look forward to visiting every time your route brings you through the area. I'd love to hear from you. How many times have you driven through Ohio, and what's your favorite truck stop in the state? Leave your answer in the comments because your recommendations might help another driver discover their next favorite stop. You know, one thing that trucking teaches you very quickly is that every stop matters. When people see a truck parked at a travel center like this, they usually think the driver is just taking a break. But there's a lot more happening than most people realize. For us, this isn't just a parking lot. It's our office for the night. It's where we plan tomorrow's route, check weather conditions, look at traffic reports, and make sure everything is ready before the next day's drive. Sometimes I'll sit in the cab with a cup of coffee, open the map, and think about tomorrow's trip. Now let's talk a little about the area. Diamond is a small community in northeastern Ohio, surrounded by farmland, rolling countryside, and historic towns. While it may seem quiet compared to nearby cities, it's positioned near important freight corridors that connect Ohio with Pennsylvania and the rest of the Midwest. Ohio is one of the busiest trucking states in the country, with thousands of commercial vehicles crossing the state every day. That means reliable travel centers like this one play a key role in keeping freight moving efficiently. For truck drivers, a stop like Diamond isn't just another exit, it's a chance to rest, refuel, and prepare for the next stretch of the journey. Where am I fueling? Where will I take my 30-minute break? Where am I stopping tonight? Those decisions make the entire day easier. Good trip planning doesn't just save time. It reduces stress. It helps save fuel. And most importantly, it helps keep everyone safer on the road. One thing I always tell new drivers is this: never drive hoping you'll find parking later. If you find a good parking space, and you're close to your legal driving limit, take it. Because once the evening rush begins, everything changes. One truck arrives, then another, and before you know it, every parking space is full. I've seen drivers spend an extra hour searching for parking because they thought they'd find something farther down the highway. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's why planning ahead is one of the best habits you can develop in trucking. Another thing I enjoy is meeting drivers from all over North America. At a loves like this, you'll see trucks from Texas, Florida, California, Ontario, Manitoba, and almost every state in between. Everyone has a different destination. Everyone has a different story. But for a little while, we're all sharing the same parking lot before heading back onto the highway. That's one of the things that makes trucking feel like a community. No matter where you're from, every driver understands what life on the road is really like. Clean showers and restrooms are one of the reasons many drivers choose Loves. After spending 10 or 11 hours behind the wheel, nothing feels better than a hot shower before settling in for the night. This location continues the Loves standard of providing dependable facilities that help drivers feel refreshed before the next day's trip. Sometimes it's the little things, a clean restroom, hot coffee, and friendly service, that make a stop memorable.